What's up, guys? I'm trying to. Well, I was watching Winky Wright and Paul Williams, but this feed is shit. This is a fight. If you guys have never seen it, man, people don't talk enough about Winky Wright and Paul Williams. Man, both guys. Winky Wright known for that high guard. Paul Williams, man, slick southpaw, fighting at different angles, constantly moving, perpetual motion, body punching, always in your face. One of the fights, man, when people always ask me, Johnny, what one fight that never happened do you wish that would have happened? And I always say Paul Williams versus Kelly Pavlik. I would have Jesus, those two styles meshing well in their primes. That was the one that got away. They were scheduled to fight, and Kelly had a shoulder injury. But yeah, we know what happened to Paul with the motorcycle accident. But Paul Williams, man, wonderful fighter to watch. Watch his highlights. Same with Winky Wright, man. People forget about Winky. Winky was a freaking dog. Guys, I just uploaded my breakdown, prediction, and analysis. Stats don't lie. Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. So you guys could start there if you want. This is my second live stream of the day. I'll keep it on as long as you guys want to talk. And I'll start right here. This is what's up, my guy PBNC. So he's referring to the odds. If you watch my breakdown, I mention this. I do. Now, in order to understand the relevance here, man, the internet is super shitty right now. So these odds aren't just made up. You know what I'm saying? It's not like people were like, I'm an odds maker. Vergil's fighting Lubin. Lubin isn't that good. Vergil should beat him. Let's make it 675 to 113. No. This is a direct correlation with the money coming in and money coming out. Okay? 6 to 1 dog Lubin, man. That's pretty wild. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. Plus 500 is nasty. Now, is Vergil Ortiz at $1.13 enough for me to put him on a parlay? Probably not. Do I have Vergil beating Eric? Yeah. Can Eric win? Yeah. Look, this doesn't get spoken about enough, man. I've watched people break this fight down. You can watch my breakdown on this on my channel. I talk about this. I don't know why Vergil fans aren't bringing up the fact that so this will be his 5th fight at 154. His first 2 fights, really quick fights, ended in the first round. Delorme and Lawson, first round knockouts. Then the next 2, Boacek and Majimov, 24 rounds. I mean, say what you will, 24 rounds is 24 rounds, and neither one of those fights was an easy fight. He didn't cruise against Majimov. He got touched up against Majimov. Definitely didn't cruise against Boacek. Got dropped twice. We know about Vergil's style. We know about the Mexican style. It doesn't age gracefully, especially when we've already seen Vergil show signs of where he's shown signs. Look, the health issues he had that required him to almost miss 2 years of boxing were weight cutting issues with rhabdo. Rhabdo, I'll pull it up for you if you guys don't know. It's more popular in my world as a strength and conditioning coach because you see a lot of CrossFitters get rhabdo. Rhabdo is an outcome in the blood when your kidneys are filled, your kidneys and liver aren't doing their job to detoxify what happens in the blood when you're training. And when you're overtrained, I mean, it's a serious situation. You could have kidney failure. This is what was happening with Vergil Ortiz. Now, that's a body issue. That's a systemic issue. That's his history. You know what I mean? That is his medical history. Those were issues with him. Is that related to boxing? I mean, you kind of can't forget about it. You kind of have to talk about it in terms of being able to be durable, conditioning, being able to recover within a fight. His recovery looked perfect against Boacek. But it's just something you have to talk about. His last two fights, 24 rounds. It with a style that he gets hit a lot. This goddamn internet on my end. I'll take some of your questions while I'm trying to load. What's up, Adam? Good evening from New York. New York, New York. Ain't the city of dreams, and everything in New York ain't always what it seems. You might be if you come from out of town, but I'm down by law and I'm from the dog pound. The incredible, the lyrical. To see me is gonna take a miracle. What you know about dog food? Probably one of the most slept on rap records of all time. The dog pound. Corrupt. And Daz. Usyk in the house. Johnny Dang. Solid name. I like it. Adam Arciola. Does Lubin have more power than... Yes. Lubin has a different type of power. Boacek is like death from 1,000 cuts. You know what I'm saying? And Lubin is going to be way more tactical in his approach. Lubin is more of a boxer puncher. Lubin is looking to land his backhand, and he throws his right leg. So Lubin, a couple things that people aren't talking about, boys, is that Lubin throws his lead hand. Well, he has a 4-inch reach advantage. No one's talking about. I think Vergil has a 70-inch reach. Lubin, 74 and a half. Southpaw, he throws his right hand. Boom. He throws it like a cross. He doesn't really use it like a jab. If I'm flicking my jab out like that, Lubin's more, he's looking to stick you with it. He's always looking to land that backhand. More of a boxer puncher. He's not gonna have as much volume as Vergil. He's definitely looking to hurt you. Feet, okay, great athlete. He's fun in there. Eric's fun in there, man. People, I think, you could read in what you want to read into. At 30 years old, he turned pro as a teenager, turned around in 2013, fought Charlo 4 years as a pro, got stopped in the first, goes on a winning streak. You know, the Jesus Ramos fight he got awarded a UD, but that was a tough fight. Everybody I spoke to thought Jesus won that fight. And then the Seb Fedor fight, he gets stopped, but he gets dropped in the second. He dropped Seb in the seventh, and he got stopped due to damage. That's a different style. All three examples are different fights. We've seen him get stopped early. We've seen him win on the cards in a fight that some people thought he didn't win. We saw him have to dig deep and fight a fight that he really didn't want to fight. That's not really his style. To stand and fight you. He wants to fight you at mid-range. He doesn't want to, he's not that comfortable being in the wheelhouse, being in the pocket, being in the phone booth. That's exactly where Vergil was going to fight him. Now, Eric could punch, man. They call him the hammer for a reason. Eric could punch. Eric cracks harder than Vergil. So here's my point. Or my bad. Eric cracks harder than Boacek. Here was my point. I don't like the odds on the money line for Verge. I mean, they're not. What's $1.13 going to do for us? Let me get this out of here. I got to bring up another window. Sometimes, guys, we are at the behest of technology. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. We'll just keep that there for now. So, yeah. Boa check the different... most people... No. He got dropped multiple. Some people say he could have got dropped a third time against Boacek. The end of a round. He definitely got dropped more than once. What's up, Usyk? Mervin Albano. Hi, Johnny. Is UFC. Yeah, CLD's on my pick. Christian Leroy Duncan. He's my dog of the week. I like Christian Leroy Duncan there. If you're gonna Sam, if you're gonna take Lubin by decision, do it. The odds are already insane. I mean, Lubin by knockout's crazy too, though. The odds are insane on both of those, Sam. But like, if Eric has been in the game a while, Eric is gonna have his own fans. It's not like Eric. Like, people are definitely disrespecting Eric. The odds are disrespectful. People, I mean, he has two losses. Once when he was basically a 20-year-old, he got rushed to fight Charlo. The second, he was coming on against Seb. He got stopped due to damage, facial damage. It was brutal. You're not going to see. It's tough to think of another fight that wasn't like a victim of like a who's the kid Irish Billy Collins in 1982 when he fought God damn it, when his Irish Billy Collins was fighting in 1980 82, Louis Respo. Louis Respo was wrapping his hands. Guess who Respo's trainer was? Um, It'll come to me, man. I'm pulling deep, man. I'm going deep. This is before I was even born. The same trainer for Aaron Pryor. You know, Aaron Pryor had the famous fight with the water bottle. His name will come to me. But Billy Collins, Irish Billy Collins, ended up taking his own life a year after this fight. But his opponent, Louis Respo, wrapped his hands in plaster of Paris and just totally destroyed his head. And in between the rounds, Billy asks his dad, he's like, I don't even know what I'm getting hit. Yeah, Panama. That's it. So when you see Eric's face against Seb, it reminded me of that sort of situation. And the scorecards had it close. It was a close fight. Eric was coming on. So he's had a full career. You wouldn't be mistaken to think if you thought Eric was older than he is. He's only 30 years old, but he's been around a while. Um Add screen, stop screen. Guys, I'm trying to figure out why this one screen won't share. Give me a second. Be patient. I'm trying to bring on the betting odds for you guys. Here we go. All right. So what I was talking about was this. Eric has his own fans, right? So I'm gonna zoom that in for you guys. For me personally, you just saw my breakdown video. I have Vergil winning this fight, right? But for me to throw Vergil at $1.13 on a parlay, there's not a lot of value there. I put 100 on Vergil, I get $13 back, or I put him on a parlay with a couple like 2-to-1s. It's not worth it for me. If you want to get sexy, you take Vergil by knockout, right? That's the move. 100 on Vergil gets you your money back plus 69 bucks. That's probably for me the most valuable bet for Vergil fans. That's what we're doing here. For Erickson Lubin, for Eric fans, 675 is insane just to win. So you just put 100 on them just to win. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You get your money back almost 600. Or you do something a little crazy. I think if Eric does win, we've seen Vergil get dropped. We've seen, and when you put that style, that Mexican style, that, front foot volume, he has fast hands, Vergil, tough as nails, very proud fighter, versus a boxer puncher like Eric, orthodox versus southpaw. Eric has a 4.5 reach advantage. We know he could crack. We know he likes a dog fight. I think Eric hits way harder than Boacek. And so why not sprinkle Eric by knockout here? I could, the decision's insane to me because that means he would have to outwork Vergil in terms of that volume. I don't if you were picking him path to victory and you're just saying sprinkle something, I would take Eric by knockout at 975, more over than Eric at 15-to-1 on points. I'm not saying I'm doing that, but why not? I mean, it's kind of one of these bets where if you respect the game, if you know your hustle, if you know his career, Eric's a dog. He's put his hand up to fight everybody. He's dodged no smoke. Erickson Lubin's a legit fighter. I don't know that the hate he gets to me is insane. I'm a big fan. I like Lubin. Depth in the house. Lubin decision is the only thing possible. Wow, you see him winning on points. Ortiz is the rightful favorite because he's fought Ukraine, Russian, American, Mexican styles, while Lubin hasn't had much diverse opponents other than amateurs. I mean, he's fought Charlo. He's fought Jesus Ramos. I mean, Arturo Holmes, who was 17-0, he stops Arturo Holmes late. Yeah, I think you might be underrating Lubin's resume. We're gonna pull that up real quick. And I mean, Sergey Boacek really, that sort of style. We know where Boacek trains at. The oddest. Nobody's gonna know how to take. Every time anyone moving forward fights a guy like Israel Madrimov, including Bud Crawford and Vergil Ortiz, it's gonna be the first time you've ever fought a guy like Israel Madrimov. You know what I mean? I would love to see Madrimov's style versus Jaron Ennis' style, or Madrimov versus Josh Kelly, or Jaron Ennis versus Josh Kelly versus Murtazaev. We're gonna take a look at Lubin's resume real quick and just see who he's fought, because this is an example of I think people are just forgetting, the kid is a real pro. 27, 19 knockouts, 70% knockout to win ratio. Yeah, I'm having all sorts of streaming issues right now. So, we last saw him fight Arjo Holmes, knocked him out in the 11th. Arjo was undefeated. Arjo was a legit amateur, good pro. Jesus Ramos, I mean, I scored that fight for Ramos. That was a pretty wild decision they gave Eric. I got to be honest with you. I was kind of shocked by that. Jesus Ramos, in my opinion, will be a world champion. He moved up to 160. So he's cut. We still haven't seen him. We haven't seen Ramos in a while. I want to see Ramos fight. The kid's a real fun fighter. Luis Arias, had the loss of Fandor. Jason Rosario's had his moments in the sun. You know, Terrell Gachet, legit dude. Terrell Gachet is an interesting puzzle to solve. The thing about it though is if you watch the Terrell Gachet fight, Gachet actually rocked Lubin. So that's another thing. So for if we're playing triangle theories, you have to watch all of your tape. I mean, Lubin loves that. Lubin's most comfortable at mid range, and he doesn't want to be in the pocket, like in the clinch where Vergil likes to be in the wheelhouse. But Gachet rocked him, and Gachet's not known to be a big puncher. He has good timing. He's accurate, precise. But he touched his chin. The question will be, with Vergil's hand speed, with his timing, with his power. When Vergil touches Eric's chin, will he be able to take it? But then will Vergil be durable to take Eric's shots? Because Eric could crack too. So yeah, there's a lot. I mean, it's an intriguing. There's some intrigue for sure. Man, all right, this is getting crazy. I'm gonna catch up to your chat real quick, boys. Guys, wherever you are, like this video, subscribe, come to the Discord, say what's up. Got money down on Lubin? Why not? $10 on Lubin. Why not? You act like Vergil's a one-trick pony. Did you not see him box Madrid? I mean, you think he boxed Madrimov's ears off? You don't think that fight was closer than it? I thought that fight was way closer than you're saying. Let's pull that up real quick. If only my internet wasn't garbage. If only my internet didn't suck. But everybody I spoke to, you're not going to read about this. He never made excuses about this. But that fight was in Riyadh. Israel Madrimov got threatened not to pull out. That you could Google that. Madrimov, I guess, was never would make that as an excuse. But I'm just going to say this: Vergil didn't fight a Madrimov who was 100%. That's all I'm going to say. And that's a pretty known thing. I think that's a pretty wide known thing within the boxing community. I think there were like at least 5 fighters on that fight weekend in Riyadh that had to pull out. Madrimov should have been one of them, but he got threatened by the powers that be. Like, you ain't pulling out, homie. Oh, these are just highlights. I'm trying to bring up highlights without getting. Yeah, I don't want to get copywritten. Probably because of us, Mankey. Probably because of us, boy. What do you think, so? What do you think we doing out here? I need Pascal Siakam to score one more point, by the way, boys, while we out here. But Jazzy's classier there in that fight. She's gonna I'm waiting. Hopefully we get some odds. The go-to fights tomorrow in Australia, like I told you all week. Munir Fati. If I could get Munir Fati by knockout, take it. I told you Stephanie Lee Cutter is not going to get it done. She might get stopped, and definitely Jazzy. Now in the main event, I might stay away from it. I might not. I might not. I don't think I'm going to bet Bala versus Vorbev. But other than that, those odds are probably crashing because of us. Might be Louis. That's so it's not an autoimmune condition. So an autoimmune condition would be like lupus. Lupus would be an autoimmune condition which you have for life. He had rhabdo, which was an outcome of overtraining. Long distance runners get it. CrossFitters get it. It's not something you keep. So it's not like he has a neurological autoimmune condition. But then again, an autoimmune condition could also be like eczema. Eczema is technically an autoimmune condition. That's not those weren't Virgil's health issues. He had rhabdo. Sam Martin, Virgil last fought a southpaw, his last fight at 147. So this will be his fifth fight at 54. His last fight at 47, he fought a southpaw. Hasn't fought high level southpaws. I brought this up in my tape. Hasn't fought, and Eric will be probably the bigger, Eric's legit, man. People are sleeping on him. People are sleeping on him. Lubin weight cut gonna be brutal. He's 30. He's been making 154 since he was 18. Yeah, it's crazy. You're right. That's a good point. Jesus Ramos is one of my favorite guys to watch, man. Jesus Ramos is a bad man, dude. People, yeah, people. I don't know if people mention he hasn't been active though. We want to see him active, you know. Dwayne Styles in the house. I'm good, brother. Hopefully you're well as well. Going back to school in January. What are you gonna get your bachelor's in, bro? And where are you going to school? Manny Pacquiao versus Cotto. Under 9.5. Hold up. Manny Pacquiao. Oh, no. That's Ricardo. Ricardo's messing with us. Under 9.5 rounds will apply pressure. Yeah. Over and unders. What's up, Rudy? If you're playing like, I'm just trying to be fair to Eric, by just making points about he's not washed up. Eric's not washed up. He's in his prime, there's just certain fighters in every era that have all the ability to become a world champion, and it just never clicks for them. I mean, Vergil hasn't been a world champion, but he's only 27. I mean, it would be like Catterall. Catterall, most people think that he beat Josh Taylor in the first fight. He would have won. He would have become an undisputed world champion. You could say what you will about Jack, but I like his I like his style. Actually, people say he's boring. Oh well. I like the technicians. I like the Jermaine Ortizes of the world. I like the minutia of the technique. But my point is with Jack, the decision was given to Josh. Josh kept the belts. Jack then loses, and then when he beats Josh lost, didn't have the belts. So Catterall is another one of these guys that never been a world champion, and Eric's never been a world champion, full world champion. Conor Ben win against Eubank. What's up, Win? This is interesting. People are kind of the Conor Ben Eubank fight. I'm not that excited about it. I got to be honest with you. It's not one that I'm super stoked about. I'm not excited about it because of Conor Ben talks all this about wanting to be great, wanting to be a world champion. He's, you have this small window. I understand why he's legacy, the father's last names. They've already done this once, though. We saw the first one. Guys, for how exciting people were talking about fight of the year, it was exciting. But if you're one of those guys, coaches, if you are Conor's coach or your Eubanks coach, you don't want to watch a fight like that. Like that, both guys took so much damage. It was like watching two of the young bucks, two 15-year-olds who were, going through puberty, sparring at the YMCA in front of their like older brothers, kind of like those old fights Floyd used to have at the doghouse. Those that wasn't world level fighting. So I thought Conor should have went a different route, trying to position himself maybe for an actual world title fight rather than, he's making a exorbitant amount of money again for the second one, but I didn't want to see it. I got to be honest with you. Do I think May Solomon, David Stevens? I think May is going to get walked. I like May. I'm friends with May. I just don't think she's good enough to be Jazzy. People are gonna. If you've never watched Jazzy Par box, man, you guys are in for a treat. She's only 22. She is the real deal. David Stevens fighting Darius Fulgham. You know what? David Stevens is live. 15-2, 25 years old. They both have a common opponent in Bektamir Melikuziev. Darius Fulgham got dropped against Melikuziev in the late, and that's what swung that fight. Stevens lost the decision. I mean, Stevens is live. I think Stevens is live. I got to be honest with you. And then Vergil by decision. Yeah. Look, I don't get too. I'm not one of these guys who likes making a living off of method of victories. You know what I mean? I mean, statistically speaking, Vergil 90% knockout to win ratio. In his first 4 fights at 54, he's 4-0, 2 by knockout, and then 2 by 12-round decisions. Eric style, I could see Vergil stopping him at $1.70. Daniel Vega, call in, man. I gave you guys the link. Come on and talk, boys. Come on and talk. Come and talk to me. I really want to know. I'm just checking these stats real quick. I need 1 point. 1 rebound. It's always 1, boys. It's always 1. Just remember that. I need Cade Cunningham to get 1 rebound. It ain't happening, player. You never know. We need one of those trash time rebounds with like 3 seconds left and he just catches the ball. I think Ortiz's body hits are going to be 100 for African American Dublin, Lubin. The body shots are definitely a part of the game. Any fighter coming out of Robert Garcia's camp, you better be prepared to protect those ribs. Yeah, Majimov wanted to pull out because he was sick. Something crazy sick, too. Like a virus. They were all sick with a virus. Research, they go to the card and then Google fighters pulling out due to viruses, that sort of thing. Catterall versus Essuman. Echo impressed me against Josh. Catterall did what he had to do moving forward. I like Catterall moving to the U.S. Catterall is training with Bozy now. I heard on one of your lives, on maybe it was Gary's live, somebody said that Catterall was training with Bomac. No, he's training with Bozy. He's in Philly. He's in the Illidale. We ain't gonna get that rebound, boys. It's always 1. It's always 1. Mervin, $20. Lubin and Solomon. Sprinkle some, Playboy. Bang Mateo. Appreciate you, Bang, with the super chat. Great name as well. Baffled at Jalalev. Next opponent, when will we say? I know, man. We need it. We need to become friends with some matchmakers, Bang. I wish I was a matchmaker. They wouldn't like the matches I would make, though. The first heavyweight match I would make if I were a matchmaker, it would be Moses Ituama versus Justice Hooney. Nobody agrees with me when I say that, but that's the fight I want to see. I want to see if Moses is legit, and I want to see if he can handle Justice. If Moses can handle Justice Hooney, then I'll start believing in him. So Haney by decision is an interesting one because is it really that big of a shock to say Haney by decision? You know what I mean? Is it considering Haney's style, you know what I mean? That's if you're a Haney fan, if you're a Devin fan, if you think that he can move past all the psychological, we saw that people are like psychological trauma. We saw it. We watched him fight against Ramirez. There was psychological trauma in his feet, in his movement. But when he stands and punches, he's quick as hell. Athlete. Devin Haney's 88 years old. Seems like it. He's only 26. Done so much in his young career. So successful for a 26-year-old young man. I respect Devin Haney a lot, man. I just don't see. I think he gets stopped. Right now, I think Norman stops him. We got UMG, Tiger, Bala, Akatsugi, Fatih. Nice, man. Nice. Akatsugi is an interesting fight coming up, man. That's a fun fight. Yeah, there's another one, man. Tua never got a belt. Tua, Tua, dude, go watch the David Tua Ike Ibeabuchi fight. Jesus Christ. What a fun fight that was. See, did you think he got that rebound? Give me 1 second. Cade Cunningham. I put a little DGen bet on for the boys. No, he didn't get it. 1 rebound away. Always one, guys. We got everyone tapping in. Usyk with the super chat, my guy. Usyk, Floyd Schofield versus Saruki, and who you got better pullouts? Wow, Craig, kind of valid here. Look, man, I don't know what to make. Floyd Schofield again, dude. I mean, I don't know what Auntie Sco's been up to, and I just don't. I like Kid. Kid is a super talented kid. It's no secret that his father is managing his career the way his father wants to manage his career, and who am I to say it's right or wrong? But we've seen him pull out with a rib injury in the past. I mean, I put a video up. He was talking about he had twisted testicles. He had to get his testicles surgically repaired. He spoke about that. We know what happened with Shakur. We know what happened here. I mean, they're kind of. I mean, Armin Sarukian too. This is a kid who, I don't know, man. Who has the better pullouts? Pause. Butterbean never won a belt. The king of the 4-rounder, brother. Did they have 4-round belts back in the day? I heard they called Catterall B Rabbit. Probably. Did you guys ever see the credits? Look, I've never. I couldn't even call myself an Eminem fan. I'm not trying to offend anyone. It's just when Eminem came on the scene, I was in high school. I'll never forget where I was when I heard, "Hi, my name is Sicka Slim Shady. Hi, kids. Do you like violence?" So when that shit came out, even the record stations were confused. They were playing Eminem on like heavy metal record stations. I remember locally in Youngstown, the same station that was playing like Marilyn Manson, and the big song Marilyn Manson had out at the time was Sweet Dreams. The sort of remake of, I think it was the Eurythmics. The Eurythmics sang the original one, Sweet Dreams Are Made of These. Marilyn Manson's was out, and I remember listening, and then right after his song, which was like the white heavy metal station, Eminem song came on. I was like, what the hell is this? And so he wasn't only confusing the game, everybody was confused. Like, who is this? What is this? But by that time, my rap roots were already sowed in like Mobb Deep, Tupac, Bone Thugs, that sort of thing. The Click. What you know about Loonies and the Click? Master P. Come on. But I never liked those aggressive ass lyrics about, his lyrics never spoke to me. I'm I'm a R&B type of dude. I'm a baby making music type of dude. So when I'm listening to a rapper rapping about shoving spikes through blokes' eyes, I'm like, who is this cat talking to? This dude's corny. But that's just what I thought back then. But I watched 8 Mile, and to your point about B Rabbit, I watched the behind the scenes on 8 Mile, the deleted scenes, and this is where I became a fan. In the deleted scenes on the 8 Mile DVD, the director is talking about how they filmed the rap battles, and the whole sort of like auditorium in Detroit were actually rappers, and they put a casting call in Detroit for like artists, and so everyone cheering during the rap battles. And because they had to film so many scenes, the director asked Eminem to pantomime his rap battle in front of the crowd, and then they would just add the audio afterwards. So in the behind the scenes, the director's telling the story, and you see Eminem with the mic, and one of the freestyle rappers, and these guys are real rappers, just shit on him, right? And and then when it's his turn, he's like, and the crowd started booing him. If you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about. And then the second time around, when it was his turn to rap and he's pantomiming, he goes, hold up, something's wrong. Let me turn this mic on. And he just really shit on the dude. It wasn't even part of the script. And I was like, damn. That's when I became a fan. I was like, holy shit, on the spot. He just shit on this rapper in a real battle rap. I was like, that's talent. So that's how I became a fan of him. But I don't listen to his music. Mystical, fucking break, dude. All in No Limit, man. I'm a Silk the Shocker type of guy, but y'all don't want to come at me like that. Y'all don't want to talk about Silk the Shocker because y'all try to hate on Silk the Shocker. But in my opinion, Silk the Shocker was way before its time. That offbeat timing, that it was a group of us, just a group of five, three dead, one in jail. Silk was off the hook. Y'all cast is crazy. I like both No Limit and Cash Money. Cash Money is an army. One of my favorite records of all time was that Boys at War, Hot Boys. The Boys at War. I think Lil Wayne was probably like 10. Juvie, Lil Wayne, Birdman, that Boys at War, boy. Y'all know nothing about that. That Hot Boy, the Hot Boys, that stuff. I was in high school, man. We were crazy. Rakim, Nas, of course, man. Of course. Nas is probably, I put Nas is way up there, man. I think people sleep on Nas, dude. What's the better movie? Paid in Full or Belly, though? Paid in Full or Belly? People, coming up, all my boys would act like Belly was way better. I was like, I don't know, man. I think Paid in Full. I like Paid in Full way better than Belly, by the way. See, everybody would say Belly too. All my boys like, I don't like Belly, man. I thought Paid in Full was better. I like Cameron's character in Paid in Full, man. I like Killer Cam in Paid in Full. Silk was smooth. BG, the rap battles were real beats. Behind the scenes show they had free. Yeah. Yeah, the behind the scenes were off the hook. Curly J, yep. We back, boys. So, guys, we're 35 minutes in. Sorry for that. We just had a side chat. Any boxing related questions? Anyone want to come on the live? Anyone want to chop it up? We could do some battle rapping. Anyone want to battle rap me? I never told you that side of me, living in Vegas. I'm politicking with this chicken, wondering if I'm a creeper. A little hip rap bitch for 25th name to me. DMX was my guy. Paid in Full was more so. I like Paid in Full better though, man. I thought Belly was a little bit unbelievable. It is always one. That's day one. It's always one. There's always one that don't come through, boys. I tried to do a sneaky 19 leg D-Gen parlay. They were like, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So I'm going to check the odds real quick and do some work for you boys. Let's see if the props opened up for us. And they did. Okay. This is Australia tomorrow. So let me highlight this. Australia prop. Australia method of victory. Method of victory props. So guys, if you don't know, these fights are going on tomorrow. In having trouble connecting to my internet. I got the internet going nuts. Okay, here we go. So this is tomorrow. I'm going to put a method of victory parlay together right now. So Jasmine to par by decision, $1.50. I'm going to take Jazzy by decision at $1.50. I'm going to take Munir Fatih if we could get him by stoppage. This would be my, come on, make my day happy. Nice. All right, Playboy. All right, I got my prop of the week. This is my prop of the week. This is going up in the Discord. Anyone catching this live right now, you're getting free game. Hold on, my boy's here. Julius, finally.
What's up, man? What's up?
What's up, big dog? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Trying to win some money this week.
All the boys in the Discord, we get to put a face and a voice to the legend Julius. Which fight do you want me to focus on? Which fight do you want me to pull up for you? Which odds?
We do the main one, Ortiz and Lubin.
Okay, let's pull those up real quick. Yeah, I want to hear your breakdown, your perspective. Talk about who you're gonna put your money on, and I'll pull those odds up right now. And I'll zoom in for you. Okay, so here we go. And I'll highlight it so we could. So this is Vergil versus Lubin. Yep, you got the mic.
Yeah, I think after the performance by Boots, it's almost like Ortiz has to stop him. It's gonna be an early stoppage. I can see the ref jumping in early, and Lubin, he likes to get hit. Getting hit is part of his game plan. He's not a defensive fighter. He doesn't have quick feet. He doesn't have elusive skills. And I see Lubin stopping him. No, I see Ortiz stopping him. in the and you know, Golden Boy, they don't never they Golden Boys don't get upset. That come on now, we can name robberies all day.
So when are you saying before the? I'm pulling up some rounds. Then are you saying before the seventh? So what? Here's some odds real quick. So right now, total rounds. Do you think it's going to go over or under 9.5?
Under 9.5.
Maybe that's probably the bet then, because Vergil by knockout is only paying $1.40 something, but under 9.5 is $1.87. The odds are better than, you know what I mean, and that gives you space if somehow Eric catches him. So
Oh
you
yeah, I
think it's
think it's
going?
gonna be a straight firefight. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it from as soon as the bell ring, Ortiz coming from him.
Yeah, man, that's something that there is that to this, isn't there? Because it's their style. They're both kind of around the same age. Neither one has been a full world champion. You bring up the Boots angle because this is something Boots, because of his performance against Lima. He's the new, the new kid in school at 54. All the media is on Boots. One of these guys is going to show out.
And you know, if you look at Ortiz's last fight with Madrimov is an Olympian who has great feet. You know, the guy is extremely athletic. He can move. He can run. And to be honest with you, he had Madrimov extremely hurt with body shots. I don't think if he gets, like, for example, if he gets Lubin hurt, Lubin is not going to be able to dance around. Lubin, I mean, like I said, man, this is something people think about. Lubin been making 154 since he was 18 years old. Anybody in the chat, think about that. To
No,
make the same weight 12 years straight, he hasn't moved. He should have been moved up. And like I say, man, Ortiz gonna be eating ribs Saturday, man.
Hold on. But yeah, he fought. I got his amateur record real quick here. This is Lubin's AMI record. He was 30-6. So usually we know the jump from AMI to pro. I mean, welterweight 47 to 54, you usually see a bigger gap. You know what I mean? You usually see, like, I mean, Geron and the amateurs fought way down, right? I mean, how much emphasis do you put in that though at 30 years old for Eric? Maybe that's just his weight class. Does he cut a lot?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because if go look at the press conference, the man looked like he about 190 walking
Okay.
around. Lubin is not a small guy. I mean, Ortiz started at 140. He's gonna be fresher. Like I said, if you look at all the greats, Floyd, Roy Jones, they move up. Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah.
the Golden Boy. What I've learned, you don't stay at the same weight for. Now, unless you start off at cruiserweight, heavyweight, but starting off in the smaller weights, the body needs time to expand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and cause Lubin man gets hit all the time. I mean, Lubin's not defensive, and I do put something that he got stopped in the first round. We got to talk about that when he
Wow.
faced
So,
a real legit puncher in Charlo.
yep.
He got stopped in the first round, and
Yeah,
he was out.
He was 20 years old.
It happened, man. Look, when I look at a boxer, I look at all your losses from beginning to start. I remember Floyd and all the Mayweather was saying this. We look at his whole career. That happened.
Mm-hmm.
And when you face a legit punch, how many legit punches has he faced? The only legit puncher he's faced is Seb.
Has Eric? Has Lubin fought? Yes. Wouldn't you consider Ramos a good puncher?
I mean, and I was saying that fight, Lubin was very cautious. He was moving a lot. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's hey man, that's one of the greatest robbers I've seen. So I mean, if that,
No,
hey,
I agree. I was shocked that I rewatched it today. I had to rewatch it because the scorecards don't say what the fight really was. Jesus Ramos got robbed in that fight, mate, for sure. When are we gonna see this kid? So you got Ramos who could punch. Yeah, Arjo Holmes not a big puncher. Terrell Gachet not a big puncher. Since the Charlo knockout in 2017, not a lot of big punchers. But then again, who was the biggest puncher? Will Lubin be the biggest puncher Virgil's fought?
I mean, if you look at Vergil career, uh, I mean, I look at his career. He's faced some legit guys. I look at Mean Machine as a legit guy. People really
Yep.
downplay that win. Mean
Yep.
Machine,
No, it's a good
he
win.
fought him. He just came off. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Go look back. He did drop Terrence Crawford. A lot of people know that on my boxing heads. Go look back at that fight.
Yeah,
He
in the
dropped
middle, in the
Terrence
middle of the
Crawford.
ring, in the middle of the ring. They didn't call it a knockdown though.
He faced he faced Boachuk.
Boacek,
When
Majimov,
Boachuk,
but go on.
that's before, like I said, Boachuk, another guy who should move up. He should have been at 160. I don't know what he again stand, but when he faced him, like I said, and Madrimov, man. Like I said, do you think Lubin would beat Madrimov? I'm taking Madrimov.
Who hits harder? Is my point. I think Lubin hits harder than Majimov and hits harder than Boacek too, though. What'd you say?
Well, I mean,
Lubin's
Ortiz,
backhand is nice.
Ortiz is not defensively sound either. He's not
That's
elusive. He's not skillful as well.
You know what he does?
So
He
yeah,
does
under
use that
nine
high
and a
guard
half.
though. He'll come here. You know, at least he'll at least go high guard. You know, kind of like not quite like Winky Wright would do, but he'll be in the pocket. I was just watching old Winky Wright fights, by the way, man. I just rewatched Winky versus Paul Williams. What a great fight, man. People forget about those two guys. But Lubin, are you reading the comments?
Nah, I'm not looking at the comment right now.
Okay. Lubin is a good defensive fighter. What are you talking about? He just fight a top level comp. Most def. Jeffrey Tate. Boacek lost to Brandon Adams twice. Lubin beats Madrimov. Okay, so the chat saying Lubin beats I don't. It's a close fight. I put Lubin in the same category as I put Madrimov. I put him in the same I put Lubin in the top of 154. Man, we're gonna see.
Like I say, to me, man, that Seb fight, like I mean, I understand, but to get beat like that, having your face like that, it ain't too many fighters who came back from who. I mean, name me a fighter that got beat to that point where their face was looking like Elephant Man. I mean, looking one of the most horrendous faces I've ever seen in a boxing match. He got beat, got the shit beat out of him. My baby, because of each other, man. That was a horrendous beating.
Look at the scores when it got stopped though. So what happened was Eric got dropped in the second. Seb gets dropped in the seventh. The fight gets stopped due to swelling in the ninth. Those were the scorecards when it got stopped. Eric was coming. It was because of the swelling. It wasn't because of the mind.
Hey, man, I look at I said it on your chat for. I look at that stoppage as career saver. That was in the ninth round. He had 3 more rounds, and Seb don't give up. Seb was going to Seb was going to end that man's career. It's a good thing they stopped that fight. That stop. He should thank his coach for stopping that fight, because 3 more rounds of a hellacious beating. I mean,
Now the Jason Rosario win was a good win, but so Jeffrey Tate says that he was. Look, it was a close fight, Tate. I wouldn't say Eric. I mean, you don't get your head swelled up like Eric got his head swelled up without getting touched. You know what I'm saying? But Jeffrey's saying that Eric was beating the shit out of Seb. Do you agree with that or no, Julius?
I mean, I think, like I said, he had some great points in the fight, but Lubin was fighting. He had it that was a good round. He had no lie. He had Seb raw, but
That's
Seb made a
seventh
good
round.
move. He made a good move taking that knee. They gave him some time to recalculate, and watch the fight. As soon as he got up, he got back on him.
Yeah, I want to make a point. I want to make a point for Jeffrey Tate, though, what he's saying here. What round did Lubin drop him? Lubin dropped Fedor in the 7th, okay? And Seb dropped Lubin in the 2nd. Fight gets stopped in the 9th. But Jeffrey Tate, I got to be honest with you, mate. If you wanted to come on, we could chat about this. Erickson Lubin is a mid-range fighter. He wants to be at mid-range where he's doing his best work. He was surviving against Fedor, fighting him that way. Seb was making Eric fight him at his range, and Eric's just a dog. Eric was able to dig deep and, land that big punch and last that long. But that's why that damage was accruing, because it wasn't the fight that Eric wanted. And that's how Vergil's going to fight him. Vergil has better hand speed, more power, and it's not going to be Southie versus Southie.
What's Virgil's nickname? Relentless.
Is that what his nickname is? I was just saying. I was like, he needs a nickname. I couldn't find. Does he have a nickname? Relentless. It'd be a good one.
But yeah, and I would say, and last one, I'll say a little bit on this. David Stevens is a real dog this week.
Mate, let's pull those odds up before you get out of here.
Last week, me and you, we was right about that Lennon order. We're looking at that. This week, David, like I'm going to say this, I know a lot of people in the chat may disagree. Making Team USA is a legit thing. Oh. Hey, look, if you tell me you on the Barbados team, you tell me you on some vodka team, I might look at your little side eye. But if you can make the United States national boxing team in a country of 400 million people, I put some stock in that.
Yeah, David Stevens.
He's a member.
He's 25 years. Dude, I think it's because we look at the name doesn't jump off the paper. 15-2, 25 years old. They both have a common opponent, Bektamir Melikuziev. Fulgham just fought him. They both lost the decision. I think Stevens, man, I'm not quite pulling the trigger, but on the down low without anybody knowing, why not sprinkle that dog?
I'm looking to over in that fight. I think that is gonna be a competitive fight.
You're looking over?
I see Stevens, he's shorter and he's stocky. I see him getting the inside on Darius. And Darius, outside of Beck, Darius really has been fighting. All his opponents really been guys just coming in for a paycheck.
Not really high level guys. I'm gonna pull up the resume. Not really high guy, like not a lot of big names on that resume.
Coming off a loss, Stevens coming off a win.
Yeah, Dynamite, 15-2. I'm gonna share the screen real quick to check out. Okay. So this is the kid who's he's a 4-1 dog against Fulgham, who's coming off that loss against Melikuziev, in which Fulgham was a favorite. I took Melikuziev. We hit on that dog as well, and he got dropped late, and that is what swung the cards. This is Stevens, the underdog. Yeah, he's coming off that victory over Kamakov. Kamakov, man, not a lot of people, and he lost to Melikuziev, lost to Joe Sean James early. So, he got that.
That Joe Sean James loss that's a bad stain. Like I said, that's a fight. I remember watching that fight. That was
yeah, but I mean at the same time you got you got Nick Flaz. Nick Flaz has a first round knockout loss, and people were picking Nick to beat Tiger, and the people who were picking Nick say that, oh well, I don't really count when Janelson Boca Chica knocked him out in the first round. They'll then say, well, I don't really count first round knockout losses too much. I'm like, I don't know about you, but if you get starts in the first round, I'm counting that. Like, what are you talking about? That's always going to be in the fighter's back of the head throughout the career. Yeah, I got stopped once in the first round. I better be on my P's and Q's.
And I say, and I agree with you too on Tiger. Because one thing about fighters like Tiger, that's a style you cannot replicate. That extremely slick, elusive style is not a style. You cannot find a sparring partner. That's not a style that you're gonna run it. You're not gonna find that in every gym. A guy that is that quick, that fast feet, that quick twitchy. Tiger's he's legit, man. He can hit you. He gonna hit you with every punch in the book. Uppercut, body shot, head shot. And
very skilled.
Flash
very skilled.
Yeah, Flash is not defensively sound. He will get hit.
So these are the odds currently, and they've kind of evened out. The last 4 days they were flip-flopping. It's literally a 50-50 fight. Now, this is gonna. I said this on my breakdown, and I'm not looking for anybody to agree with me here, but this is just kind of, Richard, the output and the performance Hitchens had against George was the performance Hitchens needed, that viral knockout. I think that is the only thing missing from the resume of the 27-year-old Tiger Johnson is that sort of imprint on the boxing fans of a knock. And, for some reason, the Castaneda knockout wasn't it, even though, because, look at Castaneda's record, people will dismiss that, but Castaneda's tough. And then he just decisioned Janelson, who knocked out Flaz, even though it was a couple years ago. But I think Tiger could stop Nick. That's all I'm gonna. I think he can. I think I like his 1-2 timing on it. I like his backhand. I like how he's filling out at 147, and he's changed camps. I told people this. He left Pernice Brewer. Pernice had been with him. Cleveland, Ohio coach. Shout out to Pernice. I don't know why he left him. My guy on Instagram, Ohio Runs Boxing. You guys should follow him. He's a, he wouldn't tell me junk news. He told me, and I think the reason for that was more of a tactical reason, I guess. So we'll see. I like
Yeah,
Tiger by knockout,
well,
which
yeah,
Tiger. Look at that, 925, bro. When you look at Nick Flaz's style, he not a lot of head movement, moving on kind of a straight line in and out. He's a dog. Nick is a fun guy too, though. It's a fun fight. If this turns into a firefight, I want this to be a firefight. By the way,
yeah. Now, and I would say Flash, he has been fighting those Mexican fighters. And one thing about those fighters is they dare to get hit. There's it's not too much it's not too many slips, it's not too much defensiveness. And I think
that's
you
right.
can't say that Flash will be outclassed. You can say that he gonna come in there head first, come in the front door, showing his face, and Tiger will hit him. But the only question I have is if you say if he don't stop him, the fight go late. Because like we said, all that twitching, all that moving, all that, as the later round go on, he gonna slow down. He gonna be
Yep.
easy to hit. And I am the only thing I say about Tiger Johnson. He hasn't been hit too much, so I would
No.
like to see
Yeah.
how he gonna take some body punches
Yep.
in the 7, 8, 9 round. How you gonna take those?
And that could be that's what makes or breaks a world champion versus a guy who never became a world champion's career is how they handle the pressure cooker moments. And this is a pressure cooker moment for Tiger. He's what, 27 now. Um, it's a fun fight. It's kind of flying under the radar. It's definitely a fun fight. Tiger money line. I got Tiger knockout. We'll see. He's another one. Storied amateur. A lot of people have, people in that Tiger Johnson camp think that they have like a legit generational guy. And if it's gonna happen, it has to happen now. So we'll see. Do you want to? I'm gonna wrap this up. I actually got a spar in about an hour and a half. So do you want to leave us with anything? You good?
Well, hey man, shout out to the best boxing community. Man, I say, in the English speaking world, man, in on English, everybody who speaks English on earth, I can't find another spot, man. I searched that well, man.
I
Wow,
appreciate
shout
you.
out to you, man. Shout out from New Orleans, man. To Australia.
All right, man. We appreciate you, Julius. I'm glad you finally pulled the trigger to come on because now we could expect more and more from you because you're always here, brother. So thank you.
All right, man.
All right, be good. And guys, on that note, that was Julius. It's what I always talk about. My favorite thing about what we're doing here is the community. Obviously, we like to win. We don't like to lose. We're super competitive. We like this educated chat. Boxing Fan is my guy. He's one of our moderators. And we got some other stuff cooking. So if you're still on this chat, if you're one of the 37 to 50 people who keep floating in, I'll let you know right now. We got something cooking behind the scenes. Me, Boxing Fan, Breaking Bad Boxing. We're working on this little product to bring to you guys a debate. So think about what you just saw with Julius there. But we're going to do set up debates on fights and our goal to do this is to do it from a research educated perspective, not a low IQ debate, but coming with facts, coming with research, and leaving the emotions at the door. So it's just something to stay tuned. We're just figuring out the finer details. We're probably going to start it first in the Discord and then bring it out to YouTube. But I appreciate everybody. We got 2 live streams tomorrow. Check out the Stats Don't Lie videos, guys. We have the fights tomorrow. Let's make this money. I'll see you on the next one. See you guys.